being that I started this so young, like I started acting when I was 5, for anybody who doesn't know that. Um, and to me at the time, like, and what I've said about it for years is like, to me, it was grown-ups playing make believe with me.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, it was fun. And that's all it was. I didn't think of it as a job for a long, long time. And then I went through a phase where I was like, oh shit, it's a job and I got to take it very seriously. And then I was like, wait, but it's a fun job. And that's kind of the
Yeah.
point, is to have fun with it. And I do take it very seriously. But I feel like where I have fun is in taking it seriously. Like the more real, the more meaningful every one of those little decisions, the more joy I get out of it, and the more that I do feed that inner child. But I think that there's also I don't know, with this one specifically, this was the first show, and not that I haven't put equal effort into all the things I've done in my life, but I'm sure you guys feel the same way of like,
we put the most effort into this one. I mean,
well, yeah,
basically.
no, totally. But what I mean is the mental. This was my first time where I felt like I was being taken seriously as an adult on set.
Same.
Like every other job before this, I was a child actor.
Yeah.
And this was, I had already been an adult actor for a while, and I also got my like chess piece so I could work as an adult when I was younger. So like I had been treated as an adult on set, but not treated as like a creative equal on set. And so this was the first time where like season 1, I vividly remember so strongly with you, Sholo, going up to the 3 amigos, as I call them, but our creators, Josh, John, and Hayden, before the tournament, because we did not like the breakup scene between Miguel and Sam when I was supposed to like come up to you, and originally it was scripted that I came up and apologized to you for what went down at the beach with Robbie.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't like that. And you were like, yeah, it doesn't really make sense. And it doesn't really make sense for me to be such a jerk about it after anyway. And we were like, yeah. So, we went up to them at like lunch, and we were like, this is what we don't want to do. And they were like, okay, well then give us a version of what you do want to do. So there's me and Sholo, like, well, I guess I was like 20 or 21 and you're 16. We're sitting over on the bleachers at the tournament, like writing out on the script our like pitch for what we wanted the scene to go. That was the first time I'd ever done that, where I was brave enough to say I don't like something, and brave enough to say, or not that I don't like it, but like, what we went up and said was like, this doesn't make sense to me for what you said you want here and here. And they were kind of like, oh yeah, well, a lot of things have changed since we wrote the initial draft of the script. So I agree, like, let's see a different version of it. And they were super supportive. And that was the first time I like had that kind of freedom and that kind of support. And like, I remember sitting like shaking hands, sweating, being like, but if I say like, I don't want to tell them I don't like something, or like, I don't want to, and they were so great about it. And like, now I feel like I get to carry that with me to other things, in life, but also in this career, where I get to now feel like, oh, I know the right way to maybe say, hey, or especially these characters, because we've all like lived with them for so long at this point that like,
you have confidence.
Yeah. Like I know, first of all, they write to my version of Samantha. They write Samantha in a way that I now understand her. And then we meet in the middle, in the place of, I can say, I feel like we've kind of said this line before. Can we say it like this? And like, oh yeah, you're right. You did say that kind of like season 2. Yeah, let's try it this way instead. I'm like, great. I love that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Thank you.
No, that's just,
okay. Just that, full stop.
Well, no. I guess yeah. This is probably my experience is like the opposite. A lot of the things that I am like, I don't really agree that, Hawk would do this or Hawk would do that. They're like, oh, that's crazy. And rolling.
Right.
And
well,
like,
I guess, what do you, I mean, this is a conversation for another time, I guess.
Hawk would go over to Miyagi-Do. After breaking Dimitri's arm and beating the shit out of Brooks, it seemed like so just like, okay, like now I want to be good. Like,
well, I think your character is too likable for you to be a bad guy for too long. Like, I think maybe it was helpful for you to kind of join the bad guys for a little bit to spice up the energy. But I think because you
see you completely submerged, and then hold your breath for as long as possible, because we need to get this shot. And it was like at sunset, so it was like at golden hour. Like there's no way to like reset it either, because like once I go in, I can't come back out. So it was like terrible. And then I had to go back in to come back out of this, like the
goop
thing when they had her. And that one, they had made a disc of wax and put it on top of there to look like caramelized honey, because they had to like light the room on fire in order to sterilize it.
Jeez.
And then I was supposed to